Ohio gozaimasu. I'm Grazed.
I'm Witchley.
And I'm Donut.
And welcome to
We
B.
Simpin. Special episode today for this one. We, if you guys have not caught up with our podcast, we have been watching the Attack on Titan series as a whole. Finished it finally. And, I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about the whole thing.
But first, I think I should address the elephant in the room. Poor Migi couldn't join us today because she has no internet.
Yeah, no internet.
It's been down for days. And it'll probably be down for another day at least.
So I'm standing in today.
Yes.
As the third host.
So thank you, Donna, for joining us for this this episode, the special episode.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I know you love this series.
I do love Attack on Titan. It's been quite a while since I've seen like season 2, 3, and 4, but I just watched the movie with you guys finally.
Yeah, we watched the final, the last battle is what they called it, together not a couple days ago. So a little it's a lot more fresh in Witchley. It's very fresh in Witchley and in my mind right now, just because we binged the whole thing in a week and a half.
I think memories will surface as we're talking for me.
Yeah, and so I just want to start with this show as a whole. You know, this is such a generational anime that blew up in 2013. And we got to live it. We got to experience it from the beginning, and now, I mean, we're a little late to the party on finishing it. And I'll get into that later from my perspective on things, but yeah, we grew up with this show, and we got to experience a defining moment in the anime space with this show since the beginning, where everyone was talking about this show. It was like a cultural zeitgeist, you know? It's like when everyone got the Wii, you know?
Everybody got the Wii.
And it's just, I don't think we'll ever have this moment of what Attack on Titan was for a long time. I don't think we have that yet. Maybe the closest is Demon Slayer.
Probably, but I still don't think it reaches the heights that Attack on Titan did, because that was a thing that really, it was like the Dragon Ball Z, if you will. Mm-hmm. It really exploded across the world.
Yeah, I was thinking
in terms of that, the closest would probably be My Hero Academia, that also just finished recently.
Yeah, and I have a lot of sentimental value to that show too. I mean, I grew up with that show as I was dating Witchley, and then, you know, getting into us being married. I mean, it was a whole, like, I got to experience that too. That's another one. That's a good example. I'm trying to think of another one before Attack on Titan. It would probably be Dragon Ball, or maybe even Pokemon or Sailor Moon.
Dragon Ball is still massive and will always be massive. I feel like Dragon Ball is in a tier of its own.
It is in a tier of its own, but like in the anime industry around the world, it's like one of those ones that everybody and their grandmother knows.
Mm-hmm. or the Pokemans.
Yeah, right? I feel like Attack on Titan did that a bit, like especially back in 2013. I'm not sure if many people really remember it. Like, you know, to those who don't usually watch anime, or like the older crowd who may have heard about it, maybe forgot. I don't know, but it was definitely one that blew up everywhere. Yeah.
So what was your guys' experience? I mean, I did not know you guys in 2013, so I would like to know your guys' experience with this show. So when it started.
Would you like to go first?
It was colossal.
It was a colossal experience.
Yes.
I don't remember if me and Witchley's brother watched it first and then showed it to me. I think that's what happened, actually. Yeah. I think he watched it all, and then he showed it to me, and then I showed it to everyone else.
That is probably what happened.
It's like a chain, you know?
It was a chain.
We used to do this thing called Wicked Wednesdays with the family, and we would watch anime.
Even your guys' mom loved it so much, you know, that currently right now we are rewatching it again right now with your mom, because she never got to finish it with when it was in its heyday, so we're kind of binging through it a second time now.
Not really binging, but we are watching it in controlled bursts.
Yes.
So yeah, it was just nice to see that even your mom will love this show to that degree, where it's so cool that we can get a show like this that can span across multiple ages, just.
Yeah, every here and there she would always go like, we still need to finish Attack on Titan. So I'm glad we're actually working towards it now.
Yeah, so we're currently watching the first season now with your mom, and she's like, oh, she's starting to remember things. I think she got up to season 2. We watched season 2. I don't know how much she remembers from season 2, but we did watch all of the first 2 seasons with her. And we tried starting the 3rd season, and I think she had lost interest a bit at that point. But after hearing that it was all done and it was really good, she's been wanting to check it out again. Yeah. So, let's go into that a little bit more. I mean, what did you guys like about the show when it first started? Like, what sold you on it? I mean, there's so many things in this show that can sell anybody, but I want to know your guys' opinion. Witchley?
I find it hard to believe that somebody could not be sold on the show, but there's always a pansy or two out there. How could you not be interested in these human look-alike Titan things that will eat you like potato chips?
Mm-hmm.
They're terrifying. I also like this might be getting into a bit of spoiler.
No, this whole entire episode, guys, we're spoiling Attack on Titan. So
it's very reminiscent. I mean, you can see it took a lot of inspiration from World War II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very. There is a lot of inspiration, especially by the 4th season. You're seeing it clear as day.
You even got the armbands and stuff going on. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Anything else did it for you, or just the Titans and the cultural references?
I love the art style. The story is interesting. I mean, on a rewatch, you could definitely see that this was set up from the very beginning. The stuff with Eren, it's just interesting.
Yeah, I find that so fascinating. Since we watched it again, now we're watching it a 3rd time. I'm just picking up things that I know by the end. It's like it's such a genius. This writer, this author, is a genius that he thought that far ahead.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when mangas are made, I mean, they don't know the end game yet. I mean, they may know the biggest thing, but I don't think they know how to get there. I mean, they're writing themselves there,
They're figuring it out as they go along.
I think this show does a brilliant job with its world building, its setup, its intrigue, the mystery, which is the same thing as intrigue. But like putting you in the shoes of somebody who doesn't know what's outside these walls, other than like Titans, these creatures, you don't know what they are. And then when you finally see it, when you finally see what's beyond the wall, attacking the wall, it's horrifying. It's terrible. And you're just seeing these monsters coming in and just slaughtering people that you care about.
And they don't even need to eat them.
Yeah, that's something that's so fascinating. They eat these creatures, they don't have a digestive tract, so they just hairball them back up. It's gross.
Yeah.
Human meatballs.
What drew you into the show?
Don't know.
For me, it was probably the first time I watched a show that was that brutal, which I enjoyed. And then, yes, the striking art style. I think Wit Studio did an amazing job for that first season of Attack on Titan. And then Mappa did a great job picking up the mantle after Wit Studio passed it off to them. The thing that really hooked me on the show, because I was already very interested after just the first couple episodes, was on the 4th episode. The fake out they did where you think they actually just killed the main character right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no show has ever been brave enough to do that. Of course, turns out he was alive, he was fine. But at the time I was like, holy shit, we're in for a fucking ride with this one. It's like the first season of Game of Thrones where Ned Stark dies.
Yeah, I was just about to say that this is around the same time as Game of Thrones. I think that came out around 2011. So, this is a few years into Game of Thrones. So the fact that they can pull off the the fake out, but also tell you nobody is safe
Yes.
in this anime whatsoever. From even the first episode, like his mom dead, eaten by a titan. Several other people are dead, you know. But by episode 4 or 5, like you said, they kill off Eren. And it is a misdirect, but obviously you see him getting eaten by a titan. You see him lose an arm. You see him lose a leg. It's
And you
very
see
brutal.
Several of his friends, cadets, get eaten by titans as well.
Yeah, that's just like, that's what hooked me too, is like nobody is safe in this world. And you do not want to put a lot of stake into a character that you love because you might not have them in the next 5 minutes. And that's very true to this show. Because there are so many brilliant characters that are just side characters. Which I want to get into. What's your favorite characters? Witchley. Like, they just name some of them off. I mean, like, what are some of your favorite characters that you've grown to love by the end of the show?
I always loved Levi. And I really grew to love Armin. Like,
Yes.
years ago, I thought he was a bit annoying when the show first came out. I was like, oh, he's just the whiny guy. I was like, okay, well, he's actually pretty smart. And then watching the show recently, I'm like, damn, he's one of the best characters that's ever been made. So, yeah, that was a good one. And plus, I love Sasha. And Eren and Mikasa, of course. And surprisingly, Annie. I grew to really like her.
Yeah, it's funny watching the rewatch right now with Mom, where she's like, I hate Annie. And I'm like, I am so fascinated to see what she's going to think about these characters by the end of the show. Because the character development in the show is so good. Like, you start off with, from Eren to Armin, you know, with Armin to Mikasa to even Reiner, Bertolt, Annie, Sasha, Jean, Connie,
like Jean.
Commander Erwin.
He was great.
Even supporting characters. Hanji, yes. I mean, and then Levi. Obviously, Levi is like, if Levi dies, we riot kind of energy. You know,
he's got that Daryl Dixon.
Yeah, he's got the Norman Reedus energy. He's like, do not kill off this character, or we will never watch this show ever again. Kind of energy. Donut, name some of your favorite characters.
Well, like you said, Hanji, one of my favorites. There's gotta be the Levi spot. He's always gotta be up there in someone's list.
Yeah.
I really like Annie. I think she's a very interesting character. Yes, of course, Sasha as well. Then Armin, seeing how he goes throughout these shows, really cool. Like you said, Mikasa, and I like Eren because he's like how I kind of picture me. If I was given like a button to destroy the world right in front of me, it would just happen instantaneously. I probably would have slapped it. But Eren did it, but then it turned out it really sucked because he had a lot more to do than just hit a button.
We'll get to that. I do want to talk about that moment, the rumbling. That's the biggest moment in this show. It's like the red wedding of this show is the rumbling.
I'll just throw in a couple more characters.
Go on.
There's just too many good characters.
There's so many good ones.
I really like Erwin and Jean. Seeing how he grows throughout the show is great.
One of my favorite episodes with Jean is in season 4, where they're just sitting, having lunch or dinner or something with everybody that's there to go fight Eren at the end. Like them all just sitting down at around a campfire, and they're all just kind of just talking. And it's one of my favorite episodes of season 4. Is just all of them talking and getting out everything that they feel, and it's so good. And Jean's very important to that episode, and they really focus on him and his feelings, especially when they bring up Marco again, because Marco was like his best friend since the cadet days. So I always think about that episode. I was like, John is such a good character, but because you have this guy who's like wants to live the easy life, but he grows attached to his comrades who are sacrificing everything to save the world. And I really love Jean. Armin, a lot like Witchley was saying, for me, was a bit of a crybaby. Like, I still think of the iconic scream he makes when Eren dies in the first season of Attack on Titan. That scream was like, wow.
Thanks, Eren.
But yeah, by the end, yeah, like you just see him grow up to be this smart, capable person who can think pretty much outside the box or outside the walls of what a character, their enemy is thinking right now. And it's what saves them a lot. Like Armin, it's thanks to Armin that he was able to deduce Annie as the female Titan. He was able to help find Bertolt and Reiner in season 3 when they were trying to like look for them during the wall closing expedition.
One thing I will add about the whole Armin thing is that I wish we could have seen him do more of that kind of stuff after they choose him over Erwin, because he deals with that doubt in himself afterwards. Like, oh, they saved the wrong person. They shouldn't have saved me. And nobody wanted me. Like, except for a couple of people. But was that the right choice? I wish we could have seen a bit more of him being smart in a tactical way after that.
I think it's very human though. Like,
That
I feel like it's like
human.
him, like this weight on his shoulders
Yeah,
that somebody.
but it would have been nice for them to show us that, yeah, he's good at filling those shoes, despite his doubts.
He's the one that devised the whole plan to get Eren back in season 4 from the Libero attack.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that's probably the best example where he actually thought of that whole plan himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do understand that we didn't get a lot of that. I think it's just him feeling like you chose the wrong person, and a lot of people telling him otherwise. You know, like, no, you are the right choice. That was a hard decision too. Like seeing Levi make that choice and everyone basically at Levi's throat being like, no, you save Armin. Or other people being like, no, you save Erwin, who's the man who has led us thus far here. We need him. And I love that moment where Levi makes that decision and doing in his reason why he chose Armin over, Erwin. That's a big choice.
Yeah.
But I still think they made the right call.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Otherwise, I don't think we would have a season 4 without Armin being behind the wheel and helping with that. You know, apart from our favorite characters, what obviously there's a lot of death in this show. What was the worst? So many people died from this. But what was the worst death for you guys that you had to process? And kind of go through the grieving process of, I mean, so many people die. Huge spoilers now.
I think I'll go with the one I was very vocal about. Yeah, Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
I was so vocal about Sasha's death. And like I know I was upset about like other people's deaths before, but Sasha's, even though like I knew about it because you told me about it years ago when you read the manga.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was coming, but my God, did that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't know, it's just so quick too. It's like you can't process it.
Yeah.
Just like the characters around her, because it just happens so fast, in season 4, and then they just have to deal with it. And it's a huge focal point of pretty much halfway through season 4 is like Sasha's dead.
Yeah. And
we have to, I mean, like, we're dealing with other new characters that come in, like Gabi.
Fucking Gabi.
And Falco. They're such interesting characters that they bring into the fold, but Gabi's the one that ends Sasha's life, because of her disdain towards the Eldians on the island when she's an Eldian. That is such a...
She is so brainwashed.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I mean, I know we're going in many different directions here.
I mean, that is something that happened in like World War II, where they had convinced the Jewish communities in Germany, that a lot of them, that Jews were a stain on the earth, and had them turn against each other and start turning each other in order to get good boy points and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we deal with that with a lot at past season 3, you know, we get to see what's beyond the wall. We get to see there is an entirely different, like, main land, because this area that we've been in this entire time has been an island. A big island, mind you. Huge, vast island. It feels almost just huge when you see the walls. It's like, wow, there is so much terrain here. But when they go past what's beyond the sea, you get to see Marley, and what is Marley like? And you have these Marleyans, and then you have the Eldians who are subjugated underneath Marley, and they are, like you said, Witchley, brainwashed into the sin, like to atone for the sins of their ancestors by being under the thumb of Marley now, and they're using the Eldians as weapons, as tools, as just expendable pawns. I mean, you're seeing that at the very beginning of season 4 with like them starting a war. There's like literally they're already in a battle between another country on Marley's mainland, and you're just seeing the Eldians fight for the Marleys. Like, why would we do that? It's because of the brainwashing. It's because they've been telling them all these lies that the Eldians have been this massive sin, and that you have to pay for it. Every Eldian has to pay for it, and it's just, it's crazy.
I just thought it was stupid to have the younger generations who never did anything pay for the crimes of their ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
That's an excuse to subjugate an entire people.
Yeah,
and that's something that they deal with the throughout that entire show. In season 4, it's like, can we find peace? Can we find atonement? Can we move past the past, literally the past, and onto the future? Donut, I'm going back to the death stuff, but what was one that really hit you really hard?
Oh yeah, Sasha was the first one in my mind because it happened so fast, and we didn't even really get to experience how her character was in season 4. She was just gone. But I guess the other one that like really felt impactful was, it's guess kind of a cheating answer. It's all of the deaths of the entire scout regiment. Like specifically for me, it's the female Titan fight where Levi's whole squad gets crushed.
Petra and the gang, yeah.
But that one made me really sad when I first saw it. But also just at the end of season 3 where the whole scout regiment is
Irwin
getting
speech.
destroyed.
Oh.
Yeah.
That one
was pretty brutal.
I like that you mentioned that one because that is one of the highest rated anime episodes of all time. That episode.
Where does it stand now after the new ones just joined?
So it used to be, I think, top 3. Yeah. I think it's shifted a bit since a certain Steel Ball Run episode came out. But it was number 3 in the list. When we watched it, I saw the list, and number 1 was Vinland Saga for the end of prologue, so the last episode of season 1, which was funny enough by Wit Studio. Because they did a great job with season 1, amazing. I think Code Geass was number 2, for the last episode of Code Geass, where Lelouch,
spoilers for Code Geass.
I won't go into that one, but number 3 was Attack on Titan. So I think it's fluctuated a bit since Steel Ball runs.
Yeah, what is it now?
I'd have to look again. I did not look, but I would imagine. Okay, well then, talk about more deaths while I do that. Anything else?
Remember when Aaron's mom got beat?
That was a very sad one, and I do like that they flash back to it from time to time.
It's PTSD flashbacks.
Right. Let's see, another horrible death. What would be good in impactful death? I don't know. We'll just talk about any deaths that come to mind. Like when Aaron's father had to kill the Rice family.
Mm-hmm.
And he had smashed the children, and that obviously devastated him. And so doing that to children is a bit brutal, but you know what? Apparently it had to be done. In this storyline.
It had to be done.
It had to be done. As horrible as that sounds. It had to be done.
Yeah, that's the part I don't remember at the moment, so that's crazy.
Yes, because you'll be seeing it within the next few months.
Yeah, because it's probably been 4 or 5 years since I've seen it.
Yeah, probably. another sad one is during the movie, where you see sort of like I will call them Roma, like the Roma kind of people who are like gypsies. The thief boy.
Yeah.
That was so sad because at first I was all like, oh man, I understand needing to steal in order to keep afloat in this kind of situation because you're not given a chance in a new place. And then you get to see how sweet they are. They're so inviting and stuff. And then to the point where he obviously gets caught stealing, you see him, his hand is cut off. And it's like, yeah, that's a real punishment in history.
Mm-hmm.
They would cut off your right hand, and then I think they would cut off your left hand, and then if you were caught stealing a third time, it would be death.
Yes.
But he gets squashed during the rumbling. It's so sad.
Yeah, that was a brutal scene. Also, Hanji's death when she sacrificed herself to give them time to fuel up to go fly after.
Yeah, that Hanji death was very haunting, obviously, and very sad. Her being squashed and then her waking up on top of the footprints.
That was beautiful.
It was so beautifully done. And then her seeing basically everyone that has sacrificed their life up to this point in front of her. And she gets to talk to Commander Erwin again and the whole gang and just say, man, Aaron's such a bitch or something. I'm trying to remember. But man, that one really got me. I mean, there's a lot of off-screen ones, but like the Marco one really sticks out to me still. Like, it's just, he dies so suddenly. Like I said, a lot of these deaths are so quick, that you don't see it coming. And then you don't know why, like Marco just dies off screen. Yeah. And then they come back to that later. How did he die? Well, Bertolt and Reiner and Annie, took off his gear and fed him to a Titan because he overheard their plan, which, is part of one of the biggest twists in the show, you know. So speaking of twists, there is a lot of twists in this show since the beginning. Do you guys want to?
Well, first let's backtrack a smidge. Do you have the list?
So it is number 2 actually right now. It's tied with Vinland Saga's End of Prologue.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, what's the top 3?
Top 3 right now is Vinland Saga, Steel Ball Run, and then it is Code Geass.
So Steel Ball Run is number 2?
Yeah, it's neck and neck. They're both 9.9s right now, so it's kind of like a tie.
It's a battle between fandoms right now. Mm-hmm. So these rankings really have no meaning anymore because it's just a battlefield for people who are like, no, my show is better than your show. So they go and start spamming bad ratings on the other people's show and then perfect ratings on their own show.
Oh,
and mind you, this is just like on IMDb. I mean, there's many other lists that have different ratings. So yeah, I wouldn't take it as face value, but this is just
keeps bringing it up.
It's in fairness. I mean, like these are. Well, I mean, these are really good episodes.
Yeah,
some of those are the best episodes. It's such iconic scenes,
Most of them get put up there for a reason, and then their actual number has no meaning because fandoms are ridiculous.
I would agree. It's just fandom. It's fandom bait, really.
So gets up there like, oh, that's a good episode, and then you're like, what number? I don't care. It's whatever fandom is the most put out at the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to get into twists because this show has so many twists that M. Night Shyamalan would be weeping at because he didn't think about these
twists that would make Shyamalan
weep. Yes.
I just think about that robot chicken thing where
what a twist!
What a twist! It's all he says on that bit as far as I remember.
This is something I've learned after doing a rewatch finally with Witchley is that like the writing in the show is so genius because I think he does this thing, and this is what I'm coining it or calling it, but the art of distraction, where there's so much going on that you are not paying attention most of the time during other things that you are clearly seeing happening. The biggest example is while they're dealing in season 2, they're dealing with obviously trying to get their forces back from this, quote unquote attack, Titan invasion between the Beast Titan. And they're like, well, we're trying to find the hole in the wall, and what's going on with the hole, and there's no hole. And then you hear, and then you start slowly understanding that, like, oh, these Titans, they never came through a wall at all. And this entire village was slaughtered, but there's no indication that these Titans were there's no blood anywhere. What's going on there?
No blood, no bodies, no nothing.
Yeah, and so while you're dealing with that, you're having half of the 104th Cadet Corps, kind of like on their last stand in this castle, and then you find out Ymir is a Titan, part of the Survey Corps, and then after they rescue them, you find out Bertolt and Reiner are the armored and colossal Titan. It's like
they just blurt it out to Eren, don't they?
Yeah, they just they like, hey, Eren, come over here for a minute.
He's got that split personality thing going on, and you're like, wow, no wonder he seems so shocked about Marco's death. He didn't realize it himself.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's the art of distraction. It's like you're not paying attention to something that's happening on the side while you're focused on this huge event that's happening right now. So I think it does a brilliant job with a lot of twists, and they slowly do it over time too. Like, season 1 was the biggest one with, Eren being a Titan. What's that like? And then you have the female Titan reveal. Then you have Ymir being a Titan. Then you start realizing Reiner and Bertolt are Titans as well. And then by season 3, that's where it opens up even more with what's beyond the wall. But before even the wall stuff, you get the huge reveal of like with Historia / Krista, her being a descendant of the throne, and then you get to see her backstory and her family. So I don't know. What's your guys' best like twist to this?
You listed all of them.
Oh, I did not list all of them. There's still more I've yet to list.
There are more, but that's like very end of the show.
Well, we can talk about the show stuff, because my favorite twist is Eren's time travel. I thought that was the coolest shit I have ever seen, and that Eren has been doing, like, he's planned this since the fucking beginning. Before his birth is literally.
I did really like it when they were going through like Grisha's memories, like all the memories actually, like him and Zeke, and like you could see like he lets Zeke for a long time thinks he's in control.
I love that,
and it's just so neat seeing that. You could see at like a certain point, like maybe where Eren really starts taking the reins and like the memories. And stuff.
It's when he's like, let's go into the next memory.
Yeah.
And it's like Eren the one doing it, and it's like, oh shit, what is happening?
He just commandeered the memory sightseeing.
Yeah, I think it was such a brilliant twist. I mean, is that your twist, Donut?
That's a good one. That's a good twist.
Or is it like what's beyond the wall?
You're right, there are a lot of twists.
Or reveals, twists, reveals, whatever you want to call it,
Let me think on that for a little bit. You can go.
I don't know what one would be my favorite.
Like, I love... So the basement mystery, that's the looming thing throughout most of this show, is like, what's beyond the basement? I think that is... Or what's in the basement? What's going to be revealed in the basement? I loved the reveal in the basement that this is... The world just got bigger at that point. Like, this is beyond what you expected. And for our characters too, like they find out about Marley, they find out about Eldians being subjugated over there. You find out about why what their mission was to come to the island to steal the founder Titan. You find out about Grisha and what he went through and how he obtained the attack Titan and everything. It's such a huge like. You're opening the bottle at that point. Like, there is so much more you don't know, and now you're finding it all out at once. It's such a good review. That's probably my favorite.
That's the one people waited many years to get to see, waiting for the next episode, the next season.
And was that a good payoff? I mean, I want to know what you guys thought about like that huge reveal. That's a huge reveal. I mean, like,
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, over time, I didn't know what I was going to expect with the basement reveal. Like, okay, this has to be something with the Titans. Obviously, that's the biggest thing. Maybe something to do with Aaron and why he's a Titan. But then they just kept giving us more, little bits, like with the female Titan, like, why is she here? But then she, seals herself up with the hardening. So we'll never get those answers until much later. But, and then, the Reiner and the Bertolt and the Ymir reveals. And then, slowly over time with, in season 3, where you hear about Historia's backstory and stuff, they're giving you little bits until you can kind of like deduce, like, okay, what's in the basement, and until you get there, it's like you didn't expect it to. It's still like an unexpected thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I still didn't think that was what the reveal was going to be. And it defied my expectations.
Just a small aside. After you guys realized that Aaron can turn into a Titan, like when we saw that his Titan first show up and save Mikasa there, I was like, it kind of looks Aaron-like. Like when it was confirmed that it was him and he came out of the back of it, did you guys also think like, if people can turn into Titans, doesn't Reiner look a lot like the Armored Titan? They have the same hair.
He kind of does, yeah.
I was blindsided on that one because for some reason I didn't put 2 and 2 together with Reiner's looks and the Armored Titan's looks. But Annie, I knew right away.
Yeah, Annie was extremely obvious.
Yeah.
When you see she even has the same nose,
yeah,
same hair, same combat stance. It was so blatantly obvious from the beginning.
Yeah, and I feel like that's an easy one to deduce. I mean, the Colossal one does not look like Bertolt.
Luckily, Bertolt had the advantage that the Colossal Titan has no skin, so it could not look like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I knew right away. I was like, this looks like Aaron, and Aaron's a Titan. So where are we going here? Like, yeah, it was a fake out, but like you could deduce that quickly. I think you're right. Yeah, especially with some of the other characters' looks and appearances.
Especially when we realized he could turn into a Titan. That's when I started thinking, in that case, the Armored Titan looks a lot like Reiner. I was like, can't be Thomas. He's dead. So it's gotta be Reiner. But yeah, just wanted to bring that up for a second.
That was awesome.
Well, any other twists that really got you guys? I mean, other than the huge basement reveal, and I like the time travel, Aaron, and I love the basement reveal. Those are my favorite things in this entire show. That just really flip this entire script.
Talking about the art of distraction thing. It's not like a twist, but like that moment where the one group is stuck on like the tower with all these titans coming to like tear it down and attack them because of the Beast Titan. Yeah. When we see this is when Ymir reveals that she's the Jaw Titan to everybody. Mm-hmm. In the background, you see as shit's hitting the fan, you see I think it's Bertold about to bite his hand. Yeah. He was like this. Yeah. Everybody was sort of freaking out, and he was behind everybody about to bite his hand, and it's like, oh my god. And he was willing to pretty much just kill everyone there to save his own skin, is what I'm understanding.
Because apparently all times except for the first 2 times we see the Colossal Titan, he just nukes everything.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was a little, because we're rewatching it again now with Mom, so I'm like, yeah, when he turns into a Titan those first 2 times, he doesn't nuke. Yeah. So I'm like, is that a new thing that they retconned, or is it something you actually have to focus on activating when you turn into this Titan?
If that's the case, maybe you need practice in order to transform without nuking.
Maybe so.
But in which case, why didn't Bertolt just nuke the wall? He didn't have to kick a hole through it in the first place.
Exactly.
That would have been so much more devastating.
Unless the nuke doesn't get rid of the hardening wall, because that's another twist. The whole walls have the rumbling.
Hardened Titans. Yeah, and the only thing that can break through that is the Jaw Titan.
Is what we've seen, yeah.
So maybe the nuke can't.
Maybe. So maybe it was to catch them by surprise, kicking down the door without everyone immediately knowing, holy shit, there's a massive explosion over there.
Well, their goal initially was to infiltrate. That was their goal, and the only way they thought they could do that is by causing a distraction with the Colossal Titan and opening the door so they could sneak in. So that was their tactic, so they could try to get the Founder Titan. That was their whole goal going to Paradis. So maybe that's why they didn't try to destroy the wall, because that would just cause more and more chaos. Way more chaos than it already did, of course.
Who can say?
I guess
the nuke was either one of the things that was thought of later, or Bertolt was able to contain the explosion intentionally.
I mean, every time he went on, I guess activated, he did have a lot of steam, but that still wouldn't have.
That's just part of the Colossal Titan being so massive and hot.
Well, I guess the biggest.
What a hot Titan!
What a hot Titan!
I guess one of the big reveals that we could talk about that I can kind of segue into is what's in the walls. These are Colossal Titans in the walls.
I guess just a little shorter than the Colossal Titan.
Yeah. But they're big-ass
Titans.
Titans.
They are big-ass Titans.
And they're hardened, so they don't. That's why the walls kind of never break, except maybe the front entrance, which is literally the only thing they could break because it's just a door.
And that little bit that just crumbled off randomly to show.
Yeah, that one. Well, because that was Annie doing the hardening on top of the hardening, so maybe that had something to do with it.
That's why I forgot why that happened.
Because Annie was the climbing. Yeah, so that might explain why the walls could crumble a little bit like that.
It's just like how the other thing that can cut through diamond is diamond.
Mm-hmm. So, the rumbling. This is a big moment in the show.
Rumbling.
This is a big moment. This is the wedding, essentially, to this show. I mean, what did you guys...
It's worse than the Red Wedding.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot
It's mass genocide, alright?
I mean, oh, yeah.
That is extinction level event.
Oh, you know what I mean, though. It's an iconic moment. This is
kill 80% of the world population.
We'll get to that. But
do you have a tissue?
This is the rumbling. This is the huge thing that sparks basically the ending of the show, the final arc, basically. But you have Eren, who needs to be in contact with Zeke because Zeke has the blood, the lineage, and they need to touch each other so they can activate their euthanization plan.
Zeke's
euthanization plan that Eren is on board with in quotations. What do you guys think of that plan, by the way? Was that the best case scenario plan?
That was a stupid plan.
Yeah, making the entirety of a race, people, infertile, I felt like was a horrible idea. That's not justice. But mass genocide isn't either, but I can appreciate. I feel like out of those two options, Eren's was the correct option because it brought the world together to defeat a thing. But instead of being like, they fucking aliens, should just die off. It's like, well, how about we kill everybody?
What about you, Donut? What do you think about this plan, or whose plan was better?
That's a difficult moral quandary. Because I guess letting the Eldians die out peacefully would have been a good option. But it sure was more entertaining watching all those Titans drop the wall and just start walking. I was like, we're just gonna flatten everything out. Just make it a
little smooth.
I don't mind agreeing with the bad guy. If it's for overall betterment, I mean, it shows you what happens if you repress the people for so long. Shit's gonna hit the fan. They're not just gonna die off willingly.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a right answer to this question. Obviously, I think these are all our own opinions.
There must have been a better way to get shit done.
There must have been. With his time travel, he probably could influence something better that way.
Well, I want to get into Eren's psyche later because I really...
He does explain that he went through many outcomes.
Yeah, and I want to get into that later as we wrap things up, but I don't think there's a right answer to this. Obviously, you saw in flashbacks between before the rumbling and after season 3, you saw them acclimate, you saw them get together with other Marleyans, you saw them advance their technology on Parody. You also saw them go to Marley. You got to see them live in Marley and see what that was like, and them trying to find a solution that even Aaron didn't want still. Like, he did not want to do the rumbling. He did not want to give up Historia's life to, continue the lineage of this so they can threaten Marley with the rumbling.
Because even her children would have to.
Yeah, it would just keep the cycle going. And you could see that they tried. You could see that, they tried to see if there was any way of peace between the two races. And by the end, you see it being, you're seeing peace happen, but it's directed towards the island. It's like, okay, Eldians here, let on Marley, they're good. Let's give them rights. But the island, they can go fuck themselves. So at that point, it's like nobody can win. They have to direct their hate and they have to blame somebody at the end of the day. And it's they're still blaming Eldian.
I think you can blatantly see that even the Eldians on Marley are not well respected, and once they defeat all the Eldians on Parody, they're just gonna wipe out the Eldians on Marley. They have no use for them anymore. They no longer need the Titan powers, so I think it's just gonna be another little genocide thing there.
Yeah, and that's something that you see in Season 4, where technology is advancing so quickly that they don't need Titans anymore. Like, the Titans are becoming obsolete. To the point that, like,
the tail end of
so it's like, well, what are they going to do with the Eldians if they are no longer useful to them? And so that's another question that lingers on the in the foreground. There's like, well, what are they going to do with the Eldians if technology is so advanced that they don't even need Titans to fight anymore?
And I guess the answer to that was take your pet colossal Titans for a walk.
So, I think Aaron, so this is just my opinion. Was it the best course of action? No. But I think, and this goes back, and I'm going to be spoiling Code Geass here because this really directs Code Geass.
Guys, warning, this is Code Geass spoilers. This was not planned. This is happening out of nowhere. This is your final warning.
Yes.
Spoilers.
So this is exactly what Lelouch does in Code Geass. He paints himself as a villain by the end, as a common goal towards everyone else around him to be like, we want peace. Let's kill this bastard. And Aaron does the exact same thing to an extent, I want to get into his psyche a little bit more, especially with the reveals that what he explains why he did what he did. But, he essentially Lelouches the situation and and he's the bad guy. He's like, I'm going to destroy 80% of the world and you are going to kill me. That is what the plan is. And
this plan is non-negotiable.
And he cannot back down. Like, there's even moments when, Armin and gang are talking to him in the cross, the path, world. I don't know what you want to call that world.
Did you call it the cross?
The cross. The cross paths. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, the Ymir world. Okay, let's just call it that. And you see them trying to talk to him, being like, "Hey, you've proven your point. Everyone's terrified of us at this point. Stop what you're doing.
You promised at least 50 years. Let's figure something out."
And he's like, "No, I want peace, and you have to kill me. If you want to stop me, you have to kill me." And he sticks to that to the bitter end.
To be fair, the ultimate peace is if there's nothing to be peaceful.
So, anything you guys want to say else about the rumbling or Aaron's?
What a badass opening song.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's probably one of the most iconic songs in the show now, apart from the first opening song.
The first one was so iconic. I love how it was like propaganda kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
such a fun opening with the anthem type of song.
Oh yeah, it makes you pumped up for what you're about to see, And even season 2 did a good song too. And then I think season 3 is a little lackluster. And they kind of was trying to recreate the first season opening again with season 3's, I think, second half. But I was like, it's okay. You tried.
None of them stood out to me since the first one until
Rumbling.
The 4th season with Rumbling.
That's a banger. There was another intro that they did in the final season, which is very war-esque. Like, it was all just depicting war. So I'm like, that's very accurate to this season, before the Rumbling one. So, Rumbling is such
There's
a good
a part in that one song that you were talking about, the war-esque one, where you see the marching soldiers.
Yeah.
That sort of makes me think of the hyenas in Lion King. For some reason, during that whole song. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I was running through it in my head. I was distracted.
While we're glazing up, these intros and stuff and whatnot, I want to talk about the animation. We had 2 studios that tackled this. WIT Studios did the first 3 seasons, and then MAPPA took over the last final season, part 18s.
I feel like that was the perfect time for them to take over, because the show feels completely different from
after
season
that.
4.
Agreed.
So the slight change in art style worked perfectly for the time they took over.
I think it's perfect. I think I have to give it to WIT Studio though the most here to start this amazing anime, and then I obviously give it props to MAPPA finishing it up flawlessly. I think they did a great job with how they handled that entire last season, final season, part whatever, all the parts to that one. But WIT Studios did an amazing job. Like us rewatching it, I always had the back of my mind, because when you watch it once, you're like, you just have some kind of inclination of like, okay, well, this season wasn't as good. We went back and I'm like watching season 2 and 3. I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah. Like, was I drunk the entire time watching it the first time? Again, I think that speaks true to like me growing up with the show and appreciating it even more watching it a second time. And I think you appreciated it even more watching it a second time.
Yes, I did. I actually really enjoyed all the political aspects to the later seasons.
It added some complexity to it all.
It did.
It's not just humans versus titans. It's humans versus humans, infighting humans. And then there's humans versus other humans that we don't even know about yet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously one of the biggest reveals is all the Titans are human. So, technically we are fighting all human.
Going back to, like, the twists for a moment there, I think it is a really great twist learning, like, after, like, going into the basement, that, like, they're not just fighting Titans, and there's apparently a whole world out there that hates just them. Mm-hmm. That has to be hard.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
It's a hard pill to swallow. Like, one of my most haunting scenes is them being on the sea. Like, finally getting to the sea. Armin wanting to finally see the sea with Eren and Mikasa, and like they're so excited. They're playing in the water. He's picking up a conch or some shell, and Eren's just like, "Our bad guys are over there. The bad guys are over there. If we kill them right now, can we be free?" That's like it's such a chilling moment. Yeah, it's such a chilling moment with Eren being like, "We're not done. We're not free." And that's the whole thing with Eren, is like, we are not free. And that's this whole thing, is being free.
Yeah. He really wanted to like see what life was like outside the walls. What was the land like, and all that kind of stuff. So I feel really sad for Eren that he sacrificed that to try to bring the world together.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well.
Shall we get into, I guess, the ending of the show? The huge ending, Yes. What was it like seeing the rumbling? Like, first. Okay. Well, because I want to start there, because like, what was it like seeing the rumbling, like from the civilians' perspective? That was chilling, right?
Oh, it was getting dead. You were dead if you saw the rumbling.
It's like it didn't even matter. Like, you were like, even if you try dodging them, the heat will scorch you.
And there's no point in trying to outrun them because you can't.
Exactly, and it was just like a futile effort.
Their little baby steps are bigger than a whole mile of you sprinting at your max capacity.
Yeah, it was quite terrifying to see that perspective of just what Eren did and what you're seeing the consequence of. Like, this is what he decided to do, and then you get to see it for a good 15 minutes. The first half of the movie is like 15 minutes of him just seeing everyone getting squashed, and it's horrifying. Nothing?
I will say, like, I think the rumbling is like a good example for us in real life. Like not
assured destruction.
Not learning from like past like grievances. Like, yeah, you had this war and stuff, all this bitterness. It's like, this shows you what that gets you. You're gonna make enemies. If you could try to make peace with people, it's like in these days, you can't forget the past, or else shit's gonna happen all over again for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We will get there. But it was so epic to see this. The start of the rumbling. It's like a morbid curiosity thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you were definitely satiated in that.
I love seeing these things. I mean, not in real life, but it's like theatrical adaptations.
Yes, everyone needs to keep in mind that our opinions and stuff on all this are purely because it's in a show.
Yeah,
we would have completely different opinions if this was a real thing.
If this was a real life thing, yeah.
Says the donut that would hit the red big button immediately, just I like Aaron.
I agree with donut.
If someone put a big button in front of me that's like, this will instantly destroy the world, just be like,
let's just Zenshu it. Come on, guys, redo it.
Yeah.
Reset.
It's very chilling, that rumbling, and especially by the end of the finale where you're seeing them on a cliffside and you're seeing that baby that they highlight in all red.
It has like a Schindler's List quality
to
it.
I thought it was cool how even while everyone was being pushed off a cliff and dying, they were still trying to save that baby, at least for as long as they could.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very emotional, but also very haunting. Just seeing everyone dying, but also coming together to save this child.
That's what Aaron wanted. You could see the rumbling was a decision that was not made lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into that, actually. I want to talk about Aaron by the end of this. Obviously, you have this boy who has known nothing but fighting pretty much since the Mikasa, introduction, like him saving Mikasa.
He's always had this violent side to him.
And you have, it's funny, you have 3 seasons of him being abducted, and then it's like season 4, all part of the plan. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna cause the rumbling. And obviously we got into our thoughts and opinions on the rumbling, but, as Aaron as a character, you get to finally see why he did it. You get to see this meeting between Armin and essentially he probably had meetings with everybody. I think you saw the Mikasa one with that like what if scenario. That's obviously I think part of the meeting with Mikasa, but also like him accepting that like I love you, Mikasa. Mm-hmm. I would love to spend the rest of my life with you. But I can't. And this is the best I can give you right now, and say goodbye in his own way. And then the Armin talk. The whole Armin reveal, like, with Aaron is like, why did he do this? And I really, really love Aaron's answer. I am just a stupid idiot who had power.
Yeah.
Because this is his character since the beginning. Again, he's a kid who's known nothing but to fight. And he just fights. That's his only option. Because that's his only resource, because that's all he's known. And him doing the rumbling is, that is him just being essentially, I'm just gonna do what I know best, or what I have known for all my life is to fight. And that's what he does. He does the rumbling. And he even says, I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I did this. But
I feel like it is a very Aaron thing to do though. Mm-hmm. And his description of himself is spot on. An idiot with power.
But you can totally see he was still a kid there.
Yeah. I mean, you can see it was a hard decision for him to make.
It is a hard decision to make. I mean, like, what was we'll never know. Obviously, he made this decision.
His ultimate decision was to limit the population of the Marleys to be about equal to everyone on Paradis. So.
Yeah. And, Yeah, it would definitely delay the progress of like evolution and whatnot, evolving into a more modern.
And I think
society.
I do want to get to there because we see that in the credits. I thought that was really brilliant
Oh, yeah.
to see the evolution of just society advancing to modern standards. But yeah, anything else we want to say about Aaron? I mean, what do you guys think about Aaron?
He was a slave to freedom, as he put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's these moments where you're seeing Aaron thinking that he's free. Like there's that moment, especially at the very end of the last movie, or the very beginning of the movie, where he is stomping. He's causing the rumbling, but then he has his arms out and he's in the sky and he's like, "I'm free, right, Armin?" And he looks at Armin for a brief second, right behind him, and that was it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he's not free.
No.
He is a slave to freedom, which is crazy. And I love that meeting with Armin where he is kind of walking through what he thought what was beyond the wall. This land made of a sea of nothing but fire. Lava. You see a snowy blizzard. You see deserts. Like you see all these things that they saw in his book, Armin's book, when they were kids. And I loved seeing the age, like they're kids at first, and then they're just growing up as they're progressing through what they interpret as Marley, or I guess beyond the wall, and what they wanted to see beyond the sea,
Yeah.
Somewhere beyond the sea.
So, anything else we want to say about that
I
one?
want to talk about how interesting it is that, Ymir. The original Ymir.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about Ymir.
Yeah, no, but she found what she was looking for in Mikasa, and that's why she allowed Eren to do what he was doing, because Mikasa was her personal savior. She did what the Ymir could not,
which was to get rid of Fritz.
It's despite how much you love a person, even if they're toxic to you, she could not kill him. She couldn't. She wanted to. She wished she could have. She didn't. She died protecting him. Mikasa, you think she would follow the same path as Ymir? She had all the same qualities.
Yeah.
But she had that strength to do what was needed.
And I think it was perfect that Mikasa is the one to end Eren by the end.
Yeah.
It's just, it's poetic. It's just.
So
What did you guys think of? What did you think of the Ymir stuff, Donut? That's another thing we didn't talk about a lot.
Like a lot of it is fuzzy for me, but
So essentially, they go back. So during that huge reveal with Eren touching Zeke, we see a little bit of a backstory with Ymir, and this is her being a slave to Fritz, and her just getting the Titan thing from a giant centipede or something.
Yeah, it's some sort of extraterrestrial.
See, this is my least favorite plot thing of this entire show is the Titan origins. They gloss over it pretty quickly. Like the one thing that really is a stretch to me is by the end with Annie doing Falco's wings, and I was like,
I felt like
you could have built that up a little bit better, guys, because it's like, oh, I had a dream where I can fly, and the female Titans here. I'm like, you guys have not set any of that up. It felt like, oh, we need to get these characters over here where everyone else is. How do we do that? They fly now. that's just it.
They fly now.
So yeah, the Titan origin story. I love the Ymir stuff. I just felt. I mean, and again, I don't know if I need. I'm still thinking about. I'm still processing the ending a little bit more, especially after I've read it so long ago, and now that I've seen it again so fresh in the anime. But do I want all the answers to the story? I don't need all the answers to the story. I just felt like if you're going to show me a Titan origin, it just feels weird to call it what. I mean, they don't specifically say it, but it's aliens, or I guess like some kind of.
I mean, all of this entire story has some eldritch qualities about.
Yeah, I was going to get into that, this eldritch terror thing of.
So I feel like it's fitting.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, maybe it just didn't fit for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just still a little. I'm not sour on it. I was like, everything else is so great. Everything is so great. I don't know if they could have done a better job explaining the origin. Yes.
I don't remember because I haven't seen it in a while.
They needed a lot of research to find out what they did about like the Titans in general. I think because the origin, the weird centipede thing, that's like pretty much the only one in existence, is what I'm gathering,
Mm-hmm.
or that has actually come forth and actually done anything. There's nothing to go on.
Yeah.
There's nothing to look into after you kill it.
Mm-hmm.
How are you supposed to discover what the hell it is?
Without experimenting on it or getting more research. I mean, we're only seeing the Ymir side of this too, because this is so far back in the timeline.
Over 2,000 years or something.
Yeah, 2,000 years ago. So like, we're only seeing her side of it, of her being subjugated as a slave, her tongue ripped out.
Through Zeke's view, you only see what she allowed him to see.
Mm-hmm.
With Eren, you see more. She planned shit.
She's
more like Eren than we realized.
Especially with the Mikasa stuff, like you were saying. Like, she planned this. Like, and you can see even in the final fight that she is helping Eren by just trying to make sure she gets what she wants.
Where Zeke saw her as a victim,
Mm-hmm.
Eren saw her as
an ally.
A mastermind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The instigator.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for mentioning the Ymir stuff. I totally glossed over it. It's just,
I got you.
there's so much to the show. Anything else we want to say before we wrap this up? I mean, obviously, we get to Eren dead by Mikasa's hands.
Head kiss.
No, she kisses his
Decapitated
lips.
head kiss.
Okay, that's what she meant.
Yeah.
I thought you
meant like forehead
I
kiss or
got
something.
No, head.
Kiss.
It's still so weird that she kisses him.
I don't think it's weird.
think so.
I thought it was very fitting.
But it is her love. Like, she's like...
That's her
answer.
Goodbye.
And also her answer of, like, what am I to you?
She loved him.
Yeah. And even though when she asks that, when Eren finally asked that question in the past, like, hey, what am I to you? And she says, you're my family. Like, is that the answer she wanted to say? And I think this kiss does confirm what her actual answer is. Like, no, I love you. And I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And now I can't do that. What do you guys think of the ending overall? I mean, we have
I liked it.
Eren dead.
I really liked it.
I guess you see that little discourse by the end where obviously, Marley is still a little weary towards the Eldians. It's like,
well,
hey,
no shit.
after everything that just happened. But
I think it wasn't fair that it was towards the ones that they were all helping the whole time.
Right.
But, yeah. I mean, just like in earlier in this, like season 1, when Eren changed, like without meaning to, everyone who was just fine with him were suddenly like, holy fuck, what are you doing over there?
Yeah, like that moment, and I still think about that in season 1 where he accidentally turns by accident in front of like Levi's crew. And
that's what I was talking about.
Oh, that scene, okay. That's very chilling.
But yeah, also when he just turned into partial Titan just to stop that cannon or...
Yeah, everyone there was like freaked out.
Yeah. And it's like, it makes sense. And then, when they were just all normal people and suddenly turned into Titans and started like doing Titan shit, it makes sense why they're all freaked out when they turn back to normal. But it's like, I think they could probably piece together that Titans are no longer a threat.
Again, I think it's just the subjugation. It's like they don't trust Eldians because these Marleyans have always known to not trust Eldians because of their ancestors.
You can't expect peace to be instantaneous.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can see by the end, we don't know if they get there. I mean, we see Armin and gang, the rest of the gang, heading back to Paradis to tell Paradis what happened. Because they obviously abandoned Paradis to try to stop Eren, because originally these Jaegerists wanted to...
Paradis was taken over by the Jaegerists.
Yeah.
But when everyone else left to go stop the rumbling.
Yeah.
So it's like, do we get to a resolution? And I think the best answer is, I think so.
They got to a temporary peace, at least.
I think that's how it is in real life, too. Nothing's really everlasting. So I think this is a very realistic interpretation of that.
Yeah, and we see that in the credits. Like, you see Mikasa burying Aaron's remains at the foot of a tree. Where
the tree that he used to nap at.
Yeah, where it all started in season 1. That spot, the same spot.
That's where it began.
Yeah, it's perfect and it's beautiful, and it's her just living out the rest of her days there, right next, seeing him every day, and then it looks like she may have married.
It looks like it's possibly John.
Yep,
Possibly.
it's kind of hard to tell, but and then she has kids
the
and
pinkish hair.
and she, I'm assuming she dies right next, or should they bury her right next to the tree when she passes away at old age?
I think they do.
And she's wearing the scarf still.
Mm-hmm. She was buried in the scarf.
She had it
And then
in her life.
you do see a montage of the tree just growing and growing, and the world around it growing and growing.
Yeah. And then you see something that's slightly reminiscent of 9/11
Yep.
in the background. With the
You
tall
see like
buildings.
modern day parody
Yeah.
with skyscrapers and stuff, and you see like war coming out again. So
Yeah.
what did you guys think of, I guess this is the ending of like it's just the human cycle of life of
It's-
just like there's always going to be war.
Yep, it's just the human cycle.
So, me and Donut's mom has always told us whenever we would have like arguments and whatnot, is this going to matter in 100 years? No, get over it. So, like, I really felt that message in particular in the show, seeing the cycle and whatnot. It's like, yeah, nothing they did back then matters now.
I mean, it did give us what assumed is long peace, a very extended amount of peace, because you have 20% of humanity left. I mean, I don't know what the number is at that point, other than the percentage, but I imagine they would have needed to recoup humanity up to back to Marley's, population of the mainland. That 80%, that's probably a big chunk, I would imagine, if you can kind of if they gave us more definitive numbers. So, I mean, yeah, an extended peace, but
You can have
You can't
peace for a time, and you're going to be at war for a time. Everything's always a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
and then, yeah, you do see this dystopian apocalypse setting with this boy and a dog heading to the tree.
To the big old tree, which now has a hole in it.
Yeah, so it makes
And what
me...
I can only imagine, an extraterrestrial centipede waiting inside.
Yes, to start the cycle again.
Yeah, so...
It's like, what? I took a long enough break. We watched all this stuff happen. I'm going to bring Titans back. How about that?
Let's see, we'll play it any differently.
No.
No, same course.
I think it's been proven obvious at this point that it will go exactly the same way.
It's always a cycle.
And I think that's a good message, just...
I mean,
it's not a good message, it's a bad
message.
message.
It's a true message.
It's a very human...
It also
Message.
shows, like, how the cycle of how, like, as long as the human race is around, it's always going to cycle around again, like it always has.
There will always
Like,
be...
we've always had this advancing civilizations that just collapse and then we start over again.
There will always be conflict.
Yeah.
It
and
probably would have been better if the rumbling did the whole world.
Maybe so. We don't know. I mean, there could have still been friction with parody at some point, one way or another, eventually. I mean, there's...
circle around and get parody too.
Yeah. I
Just
think
go
that's
back around.
what Aaron was also saying before they killed him, when they were trying to persuade him to stop. He was like, I'm not doing this for Eldians. Like, I am making my rounds, sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, they're probably at the end of the line. That as they can stop him before then yeah, they're saved. But he's gonna get everybody.
I don't think he was going to get parody. I thought he said, I am protecting my homeland, the place I
Yeah,
grew
he
up.
was saying the march goes on or something like that, and that they're not just going to converge onto one. It's not. They're just going to keep roaming the earth.
Okay, I didn't think of that way. I didn't think Aaron was going to wipe everything out. I think he was just going to keep parody alive.
I mean, that was what he's telling everybody. I don't think he was planning on. If they couldn't stop him, he was going to trample over parody. I feel.
Maybe so.
But
Well, we don't know that now.
He knew his friends would be able to stop him because they saved the last 20% of human life on the planet. But he was like, this is the only way I could see you guys actually stopping me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, he knew because he's
Yeah.
seen the future and the past all at once, so he
he's
knew.
mentioned that he's seen many different outcomes, and this was the one he thought was the best.
Which really speaks how bad them other timelines were.
Yeah.
It's like the Doctor Strange. It's like in all the timelines I've looked at, this is the best course of action.
But Aaron only cared about the people that were close to him being able to have a chance at life.
Yeah, and he even gives them their life back. He literally gives them their freedom, being like, "Hey, you no longer have the Titans. Titans do not exist anymore after I'm gone. That's it."
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really great way to cap off, like, at least the Titans won't be or the Eldians won't be used as a weapon anymore going forward. You know,
Until the next glowy centipede shows up.
Yes.
until the next one. So we watched the movie version of this because originally when this came out, this was like the special 1, special 2, and then they made a movie version of this. There was a little bit of a stinger at the end. It's a little bit of a funny, gag. But what did you guys think of them actually? So it's Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin in a movie theater watching this in a modern, I guess, a modern setting.
You have a dead Marco in one of the seats behind them.
The seat behind. Still, Marco can't catch a break.
Yep.
And then you see them coming out on the theater and basically Mikasa loving the movie, or I guess the ending to Attack on Titan, and Armin being like, I didn't get my satisfaction. I waited 10 years for this.
Yeah.
It was so great. And then Armin, Aaron's kind of being neutral, being like, I got to watch it with you guys.
Like,
So
all I cared about was being with you guys.
what'd you guys think of that little stinger, I guess, at the end? Or
I
guess
thought it was fun.
It's
It
a
was
little
nice.
nice. It's a little nice message, So
Yeah, and they were like, "Oh, can you believe 100 years ago this supposedly happened 100 years ago?" It was like 100 years isn't that long.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about the advancement of technology, you go back to 1926. We're way different now.
Yeah,
I mean,
things
where
advance
their
very
technology was by the end of this Attack on Titan was similar to how our technology was in World War II, which was
Yeah.
about the same length of time
So-
away.
It really
It
shows
tracks.
you that war forces you to advance possibly faster than you would without.
It's a good motivation.
It's a terrible motivation. It is a way of speeding up advancement.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I love this ending. I think
Yeah.
it's great, and it just shows how. I know we're late to the party. This finished up, 2 years ago. At the time of us talking about this now, but we finally watched it. And the reason we didn't watch final season, at least me and Witchley, is just they were coming out in parts. I was like, I want to watch this whole thing. And
Like, we're on the final stuff. I want to see the conclusion. We're the binge watchers. We want to see it all.
I binged the whole series a little bit before the movie came out, I think. And then I just never got around to watching the movie until with you guys recently.
and I'm glad you got to watch it with us.
Yeah, that was fun.
Wrap it
Very
all up.
last minute, we were glad you were able to join us. So, hey, we just finished the final episode. Could you come over 5 minutes in?
Because we're
I
watching
was-
this with or without you.
I was sitting there and just everyone seemed to be splitting off. I was like, I guess we're not watching anything tonight, so everyone's just going to bed. Then you guys text me. I was like, oh, yeah, I think I'm free. I don't think we're doing anything over here tonight, so I can come watch a movie.
That's awesome.
I'm glad you got to wrap it all up with us, and I'm glad we got to finally watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This actually, and I do want to do like a special episode where we talk about our top 10 anime of all time, but this is up there now.
Yeah.
It's in my top 10.
It's gotta be.
It is. It's again, and going back to the beginning of this podcast, this episode this was such a generational anime that I don't think
To you 13 years ago.
to me 13 years ago. I don't know when we're going to have something like this ever again. And I
I'm
wanted
sure
to
we will.
Oh, yeah.
Or-
There will be one eventually.
I can't wait to see what that is, and this one is one we got to live through, and I'm so glad we got to watch this.
It started when we were teenagers, or at the very end of our teenage years. Went into our
We're in
first
adulthood.
years of adult life.
Yeah, it just seems fitting. It's just so weird to just grow up with this anime. It's nice. I feel like we're in history. We lived in history of what anime can do, and this is a good example of what anime can do, is to blow up like this and go past the weebs, the otakus, and show this to a bigger audience. And I think this is it transcends. It's a transcended anime that we got to be a part of, and I'm glad we got to talk about it today and just talk about our thoughts about it.
Yeah,
it's great. So thank you, Witchley, for being here, and thank you, Donut, for joining us to talk about this. And Migi,
hopefully you get your internet back soon.
Yes, and
maybe we can get your thoughts on Attack on Titan sometime soon.
And let us know down below what you guys thought of Attack on Titan. Have you watched it all? What's your favorite season, character,
favorite moment,
favorite twist, anything that we discussed today? Let us know down in the comments below.
And don't forget, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and even cool merch on Redbubble.
If you've got any questions, comments, concerns, or thoughts for us, you can reach us at weebiesimpinpodcast@gmail.com.
And that's a podcast.
So as we always say,
Ja mate.